Josh Rosen. Obviously,
I think Glennon was just meh. Bradford's gonna start long enough for the fans to start, getting really hyped up for Rosen, and then he's gonna get hurt, and they're gonna start Rosen.
So I give it till week 6. Rosen's the starter week 7. The 7th game of the season, Josh Rosen's gonna be the starter in Arizona.
If it's from injury, I think they want to keep Rosen on the bench for a year, and I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think they're going to be able to, though, with Bradford.
Not even with injury. Even if he stays healthy, I have a feeling that he is going to shine in camps and in the preseason. And by week 6, the fans are going to be pissed off, and you're going to start hearing the "We Want Rosen" chants and things like that. And it's going to be obvious that they need to start Josh Rosen, and they're going to. And he will be the starter by week 7, by the 7th game.
It's going to depend. If they come out winning with Bradford, then why not keep starting him? But yeah, as you said, if they're losing games, then you're going to see Rosen. They've got David Johnson coming back from a broken wrist. That's not concerning to me at all.
Well, I mean,
he's had another full season for his legs to, get back in shape after the ACL injury.
The wrist is kind of concerning to me, especially for a running back or a quarterback, especially for a quarterback. But as a running back, how strong is that wrist going to be? What real damage did he do?
It wasn't a compound fracture though. It was just a pretty simple break, was it not? I thought it was just a simple break.
But you're not concerned that it's going to...
I've broken my wrist twice.
You've got a bad case of fungulitis.
It's perfectly healthy. I can jerk off with the best of them. So to me, that just means that David Johnson is coming back with fresh legs and something to prove. I'm expecting David Johnson to be a beast this season. Yes, you can say, that injury history is a little concerning, but it's two, I think, unrelated kind of places on the body, and I think it was just kind of bad luck before that. He didn't really have too much of a history. So on the offensive side, I think Arizona's looking okay. They got Justin Pugh from the Giants.
The one good offensive lineman the Giants had.
Yep. And they drafted a center, Mason Cole, in the 3rd, who's decent. He's more of a run blocker than pass protector, I think. But he looked solid. So. And then they got Larry Fitz and Christian Kirk, Kirk, as you said, I don't think is going to be any kind of special talent on the receiving end, but he is a speedster, and he can, Larry Fitz is going to be in the slot, and that means they're going to open each other up.
I mean, if you can hit him on a screen, that's probably going to be a good play.
Kirk. Well, that or, teams are going to be looking at Larry Fitz, and Kirk is going to break out over the top and, be wide open. Their big concern is they lost Tyrann Mathieu, Tremont Williams, Tyvon Branch, Xavier Williams. So last year, they were 8-8. I see them staying there because of those, and maybe they could even go under that, depending on what happens with the whole QB situation, how ready Rosen is once Bradford inevitably gets hurt. So I see them 8-win max, 6 to 8.
All right. Again, we're going to disagree, but okay. Rams. Todd Gurley got paid, but will he produce? Will Jared Goff continue to look good with the addition of Brandon Cooks? Also, is Cooks a zombie? Because I'm pretty sure I saw him get murdered in the Super Bowl. Will Aaron Donald ever get his contract? Those are the big questions that I have.
Aaron Donald needs to get paid. They just paid Gurley. They need to pay him. They need to pay the man. He is a monster. Even freaking Sue came out and said that the man deserves to be paid more than I do. And that's saying something when it's stomps on faces and eats big contracts. So
Seriously.
Aaron Donald deserves to get paid. Jared Goff, what a turnaround.
Again,
without Matt LaFleur, though, is he still going to be good?
Same argument that I made about Colin Kaepernick. You're going to succeed when you have a coach who's going to put you in a position to succeed.
Yeah.
Regardless of your talent. If your coach believes in you and puts you in a position to where you're going to do well, then it's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened. Jeff Fisher sucked.
Yes.
Sucked.
Yes. Mr. Average.
Him and Andy Dalton should be married.
Oh my God, yes, that'd be amazing. You would have the most perfectly average team in the league with them in the lead. But yeah, so Goff, was that the truth that we saw last season, or was that a fluke? That's a question mark. This is his third year. It's proven ground, baby.
I think he's going to be somewhere in between.
I think he definitely looked like he had learned something last year.
He had time. He had receivers. He had a coach that believed in him.
Yeah, that confidence is not something to be, dismissed easily.
Swagger's a real thing.
Yeah. No Watkins this season, but I don't think that's a huge loss. They didn't really seem to be on the same page a lot last season. Watkins is a good receiver, I think. I don't think he's anything too special.
I don't think he's a good receiver. He started out very good.
I think he's got attitude issues.
He started out very good and was clearly on a trajectory to being elite. Except he decided to suck.
Yeah.
He got injured.
Dan, you're a Bills fan. You guys had Watkins for a while. What's your take on him?
Just another guy with a, attitude problem, I'd say. I mean, he had swag.
The other thing, I think Sammy Watkins, I think it's him, is a follower of like this cult religion that's really weird.
The one that was here in Albany, that SVNM or whatever they were.
Maybe. I don't know. Not Nixium or whatever, if that's the one you're talking about. Not the one where that lady just got like arrested.
Okay.
But a different, really weird one, and that has some very way the hell out there beliefs. It's a cult. It's like a Christian-based kind of cult, but it's a full-on cult. So that's definitely messing with, I think, what he could be as a receiver.
Okay.
When your whole team's like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking case of bananas.
Okay.
It's gonna affect your team chemistry. But he got replaced by Cooks. That's an upgrade.
But very valid question, is Cooks a zombie? Because I saw the man die in the Super Bowl.
It's a fair question. He did get absolutely murdered. Oh my God!
It's the best.
I can remember still hearing that hit.
Yes, it sounded like bones breaking.
Yeah, I was. Oh man, I was watching that game and the whole room was just like, oh!
I don't know if you remember, but as soon as I saw that hit, because Dan Beebe, you were with me and a couple of other friends for the Super Bowl. We had some really good food. Mm-hmm. I had said, "Oh, here comes the Brandon Cooks rule," because something's gonna come from this.
Oh man!
But he was absolutely. Do you remember that hit on Matt Moore that Bud Dupree had in the playoffs where his helmet spun?
Yes, yeah.
That was the same kind of hit.
Yeah, it was a clean hit. I remember that.
No, it was helmet to helmet.
No, not the Moore hit.
Well, no, the one on Brandon Cooks was helmet to helmet. Crown of the helmet to the face mask.
It was crown? I thought
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was face to face.
I might be remembering it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was crown of the helmet to face mask.
Because I thought remembering and watching the replay, I thought I said, wow, was that a monstrous hit, but a clean one. It's been a while since I've seen the hit, to be fair. This is just going off of memory. I thought it was clean.
Same.
We'll have to check.
Yeah.
But man, that was a brutal hit. So yeah, he was out for the rest of the game, wasn't he? Or did he come back?
No, I think he come back.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have, because I'm pretty sure
he died.
Concussed.
Pretty sure pretty sure he concussed. Pretty sure he was murdered.
Anyways, they got Gurley paid. I don't know. I remember reading that after running backs get paid, they tend to fall off.
After anyone gets paid, they tend to fall off.
But I don't know how much truth there is to that, or if it's just a confirmation bias type thing where, you see a guy get paid and then that guy falls off, so it's like now you say everyone that gets paid falls off. Because I've seen players get paid and come out and be just as dominant. I don't think Gurley's going to take a huge step back if he takes one for being paid. I think they tasted how close they were to the Super Bowl last year. I think they're going to come back hungry.
You know what, though? I think Gurley is going to take quite a bit of a step back because I don't believe, and I don't care who the player is, that you can be that consistently great. It's just natural. He's going to take a step back. And it's not because he got paid. Yeah. It's going to be because you cannot be that insanely awesome all the time.
Yeah,
it's just not going to happen.
That's fair. He was on another level last year, and until he does it again, you have to kind of say there's no way he can repeat that. So, Rams fans are hoping that he can. But Rams had a great free agency. They got Suh, they got Marcus Peters, and they got Aqib Talib. Now, obviously, that is a little bit of locker room concern with Peters and Suh, but Talib, I think, kind of balances that. He's that solid veteran that you want.
He's an asshole too,
but
chain ripper.
He's not as bad as those two. And
well, I mean, it's very difficult to be as bad as Ndamukong Suh.
But the thing with Talib that could be a question mark is his age. He's old, and we've seen it with even the best corners. They fall off hard, and they fall off fast.
Right.
So, they might have signed him, and he might be terrible this year, or he could be great again. I think the Rams win the NFC West.
We'll get to that. Final team, Seattle Seahawks. Questions, has the offensive line been fixed because they were a mess? Can Carson be a running back that Seattle wants? Or will they be forced to play Rashad Penny to prove that he deserved to be drafted where he was, which was high 27th pick overall? Legion of Boom is gone. No more Richard Sherman. Mm-hmm. Earl Thomas sitting out. Is this the end of Seattle as the super team?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
it's obvious.
I think Seattle is or should be in rebuild mode right now. They still have Russell Wilson
for now. Till he gets murdered.
Well, behind that O-line, it's only a matter of time. The Seahawks, fired their DC and their OC, and they brought in Brent Schottenheimer as their OC. So I see no hope for them this season, having had him as the Jets OC. He is not creative at all. He does the same thing over and over again. Seattle fans, by the end of the season, will be going, all right, and we're going to run it this play, we're going to pass it this play, we're going to run it this play, because that's what he brings to the table. He's Mr. Predictable, which is just death for an OC. I don't know if he'll be a one and done, but the sooner that the Seahawks get rid of him, the better, in my opinion.
I can answer these questions really quickly.
Sure.
Has the offensive line been fixed? No. Can Carson be the running back that Seattle wants him to be? No. Will Rashad Penny prove that he deserved to be drafted where he did? No. Legion of Boom done? Yes. No more Richard Sherman. Earl Thomas sitting out. Is this the end of Seattle as a top team? Yes.
Yep.
I don't think there's much more to say.
Yeah,
They're in the worst position.
Jimmy Graham left, and Paul
He
Richardson
wasn't
left.
Not impressed by Jimmy Graham these last couple of years.
I mean, he was the best receiver they had besides Doug Baldwin,
which is ridiculous.
So they are just seemingly devoid of talent. Earl Thomas is demanding a trade and sitting. Sherman's a 49er. Cam Chancellor retired. They lost Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill, Sheldon Richardson.